Hi guys, so I am actually still self-isolated unfortunately. Now I've come down with what I think might be an ear infection. I cannot hear out of this ear at all. So I thought I'll try and keep upbeat again by vlogging once more. Another reading vlog most likely. So in terms of reading, I recently finished, what did I just finish? The Wicked Will Rise by Daniel Page, which is the second book in the Dorothy Must Die series, whatever it is. I'm still a little bit confused at this point whether it's supposed to be a duology or not, because the two books after that, which is like the one with the yellow cover and then with the blue cover, I think they're prequel stories, and then there's a load of short stories, so I don't know if the short stories come after this too. I don't know. But I finished that one and I enjoyed it more than the first one because I didn't really like the first one much, but I had the second one. Partner's doing a bit of breakfast. I had the second one, so I knew I wanted to get to it eventually. Currently gone back to Lita. I read a couple of pages this morning. I'm currently at page 147. I think I left off at 141, like must have been a week or so ago now, because I could see that it was getting to the point of where I was getting uncomfortable, so I put it down. And then obviously I was reading like the Way with Children series and stuff like that. I say obviously, but it might not be obvious. I've done a reading vlog on that if you're interested. And also last night I started another book. This is continuing on with this mermaid series that the last time I read was in 2015. So I'm on book 3 now, and it's the Waterfire saga, and this one is called Dark Tide, and it's by Jennifer Donnelly. And I'm only on chapter 3, I think. Yeah, chapter 3, page 23. This is what the actual cover looks like if you're interested in what the dust jacket looks like. And yeah, I really am struggling to remember plot wise, because as I say, it was 2015 that I was lost in this world. But I'll just read with it. I didn't make much sense, but basically I remember it being sort of marketed as what's it called? What did I say? What's it called? It's like the mermaid version of Percy Jackson, or akin to, which is definitely up my street because I love Percy Jackson and I love mermaids. So hopefully I get on with this and enjoy it, even though it's quite a few years since I last picked up the series. So those are my two current reads. It is Easter weekend over the weekend, so it's a bank holiday weekend anyway. Hopefully I can get better, because I really do want to go back to work next week, because I am feeling bored, I'm feeling useless, and I feel so guilty, which I know is something bad that you shouldn't be feeling, but I know a lot of us are in a similar boat, but I just feel so guilty that I'm not there helping. I think I mentioned before that I think we count currently as key workers. I work at a animal 24-hour veterinary specialist, so we have a lot of patients that kind of need emergency care, and I just feel bad not being there. But yeah, so I'm gonna read this throughout the whole weekend. Mine's a little bit longer because I am still on self-isolation, which I know a lot of you guys are as well. I also bought some books from, I just got them on Asda. Yes, so I picked up 3 new books, completely upside down. So we have Ben Miller's The Boy Who Made the World Disappear. This one sounded really interesting, and there's a one, The Night I Met Father Christmas. Now I don't know if they're the same kid or what, but they've got like similar covers and stuff, so I guess they're like standalones, but maybe in the same world, I don't know. I don't really have an interest in The Night I Met Father Christmas, especially not at this time of year, but this one sounded interesting to me. And it says, Harrison tries his best to be good. He doesn't steal, he always shares with his sister, and he never cheats at board games. It's a middle grade, by the way. But Harrison also has a big flaw: he can't control his temper. That was me when I was a kid. So when he's given a black hole instead of a balloon at a party, Harrison jumps at the chance to get rid of everything that makes him cross. But then the things he loves start to disappear too, and Harrison realises that sometimes you should be careful what you wish for. So that'll be interesting. Might pick that up over the weekend too, see how I feel. Another middle grade one. So far, out of these like twisted tales for the Disney sort of stories, I've only read the Aladdin one by Liz something, because I think there's quite a few different authors taking part in this now. But this is The Darkest Unicorn, by Alice Hemming, which in my head I thought maybe it was like a take on The Last Unicorn, which I love that story. But we shall see. So it says, if you think all unicorns are good, then you're wrong. In the usually peaceful kingdom of Essendor, people are going missing, and when all my ears just keeps popping in and out, really hurts actually. When Tandy is startled by a strange boy one night, she instantly questions whether he's someone she can trust. Little does she know that this meeting will force her life wildly off track, pushing her towards an unexpected danger. That's weird. So in the bit that I can hear now, because it's just popped open, I feel like my voice has gone up because I feel like I'm shouting when it's blocked, so I'm like quietening my voice. Oh, it's blocked again. Sorry about the fluctuation of tone. Anyway, wildly off track, pushing her towards an unexpected danger, and a fearsome unicorn who is at the very heart of the mysterious disappearances she's heard so much about. So I really hope I enjoy these. I would really like to collect these books because I think they're really, really sweet. Not sweet, but like the concepts are pretty cool, like beloved stories generally, in like a what if or like a twisted version. But as I say, I've got a box set of 3 from Liz, can't remember her last name, and I've only read Aladdin so far, so, and that was like so like I enjoyed it, it was alright, but I don't know, I really want to love these, so I keep like getting more like this when I've not even read the other 2 that I own. And then lastly, an adult book, I believe. This is called The Recovery of Rose Gold by Stephanie Robel, I'm not sure I pronounced that. I'm not too keen on the cover, but I saw it on there and I was like, I am really interested. Someone else had talked about it. I think Reading with Mo was talking about it, and I said to her, I didn't know if she was familiar with the story, but I said, doesn't that sound like the Gypsy Rose Blanchard story, which has recently become a TV show, I think, or a film, sorry, on Star, channel something Star, I can't remember. And she was like, oh, it might be, but she didn't know. But the Gypsy Rose Blanchard story, it must have been last year. I was really quite interested in watching like documentary videos about it and people doing like sort of theories of what happened. And basically with that, it sounds very much familiar to what this story sounds like, but a bit more fictional based. But with the original sort of story, what happened was this girl was always taught that she was unwell. They had a lot of sponsorships, a lot of charities reaching out, but her mum was just doing it as a con basically. The girl wasn't ill, she wasn't like, there's a term that they said, on a documentary I saw, there was a term they used for the mum that she may have been, which I can't remember what the word was, but it basically meant that you seek attention by doing things that harm your child and getting like attention, because she looked like a stellar mum basically, you know, doing all the best she could for this child that was like heavily disabled, heavily ill, in a walking chair. She couldn't walk, but she could walk, and she, you know, she was basically doing all these things to make her daughter ill so that she could get more money and endorsements and stuff from it. And this sounds very much like that. So it says here that Rose Gold Watts believes she was sick for 18 years. She thought that she needed the feeding tube, the surgeries, the wheelchair, and it turns out her mother is just a really good liar. And basically 5 years later, or however many years later, the mum is released from prison because she got caught doing all these things to her daughter and lying, and Rose Gold is waiting outside the prison for her to take her home. And I don't know if this is like a revenge story or, yeah, I think it's supposed to be like a thriller. And you see what happens to the mum and the daughter in the relationship, so it's interesting that it starts once she's released and not like the whole story, because I think in media, if you're interested in that sort of thing, it's been quite a prevalent story at the time, and a lot of people know what it's about. As I say, it's just been made into a film or something, so it's nice that it takes the fictional viewpoint of what happens after in this case. So yeah, I should check in with you later on.
Drumming around in your red Ford, shivers down my spinal cord. Oh, 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 oh. 'Cause you got me holding, holding. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes aren't funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. motion crew, and we up in our growlings when people change, but not us. And we just chillin', kicking it, kissed by the sun. Could be soaked to the skin in the mall soon. I know she got the good vibes when seasons change, but we're the same. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes aren't funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. 'Cause you got me holding, holding.
Hello. Oh wow. You enjoying the sun? Are you sunbathing? Are you sunbathing? I think you are. Hi guys, so I realised I didn't check back in with you yesterday on the first day of this reading vlog. I read a little bit more. Honestly, I feel like I didn't read as much as I thought I was going to, but I read more of Lita. That was sort of like my focus book for the day, so I didn't pick up the other book I was reading, which was Howdee-haie. But I got up to page, I think 181 or something for the Lita, and it's just so, it's weird. I have a feeling that I might want to do, if I can compile my thoughts eloquently enough, because I'm not a scholar in that regard, like I'm not a literary scholar, so I probably miss out on a lot of stuff that a learned person would know. But if I can compile decent enough thoughts, I might do a separate review for. But I'm having, like, it's such a weird book. Like, it's written so well, but obviously the things you're reading about is disgusting. Like, you know, there's no beating around the bush for it. It's disgusting, it's gross. But yeah, it's just, it's taken a lot out of me. So every time I feel like I've read a lot, I've only read like 5 pages, and I'm like, okay. It's just so dense, and obviously a disturbing topic to read about, so it's taken a little while. What else? Today I've already yesterday I was also playing a bit of Animal Crossing in the evening, so that took up like an hour, a couple of hours, to be honest, like, let's not lie, of my evening. So, and then after that we watched Atlantis on Disney Plus. We've had Disney Plus for the 7-day free trial. I don't know if we're going to keep it, but yeah, that's been fun. Today already I have continued on now, picking up a more lighter read, which is the Howdee-haie book, which is the Howdee-haie saga 3rd novel. I was looking, as you may have seen when I was sort of on Waterstones in one of the earlier clips, I was looking to add stuff to my basket because I think I might do a book haul soon. But I can't get hold of the 4th book on Waterstones. I don't know if it's out of print now or something, I don't know. But to be fair, all 3 of these books that I've got so far, I managed to find like at Asda. So they've only been like £6, but now the hardback, I'd have to pay like £12 or whatever. So I'm going to look to see, which I can't get on Waterstones anyway, because for some reason it's not in stock. But I'll have to look on Amazon for that one, and see if I can find a decent price for it. Yeah, I mean, thoughts so far, I'm not like super hooked. I'm just kind of reading to read, but to be fair, I'm only 34 pages in. I'm on chapter 5 now, and it usually takes me about 50 pages, I would say, to get into a story. But I don't know if that's going to be affected because I put it down for like a couple of days, I think, and didn't really have the desire to pick it back up. But I'm going to carry on. I'm trying to clear off some series that I'm in the middle of and have been in the middle of for years at this point. This year is one of my goals. I feel like it's always one of my goals, but I'm trying to properly, actively do that, despite the fact that I've accidentally started other series. Anyway, I will update you as usual when I have something to say. I'll catch you.
And I'll be running, possessed by a low, low voodoo. Fired up like a wolf on a full moon. And we're stuck in a la la land. The tides will turn. to get in real life like haiku. I know we got the good vibes when pieces fall right into place. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes aren't funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. 'Cause you got me holding, holding. 'Cause you got me holding. Play me like a bass guitar, simmer down and mash me up, tripping like I'm Jimmy at Woodstock. Drumming around in your red Ford, shivers down my spinal cord. 'Cause you got me holding, holding. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes aren't funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Hold on. And I've been chillin', watching the ocean with you. Baby, up with a slow motion crew. And we up in our clouds when people change, but not us. And we just chillin', kicking it, kissed by the sun.
Hey, so I'm just here to check in with a little update. It's later tonight. I didn't do a morning one really, but the sun was streaming in. It was so beautiful looking outside today that I decided to put on a little bit of makeup. Not a lot, but it inspired me to be a little bit like creative. But in terms of actual reading, I've really just been focusing on Dark Tide today. I'm now on page 157, page 24 I believe, and I'm liking it a bit more now. I'm finding myself flitting through it kind of fast. I feel like the chapters, they're short, so that really helps. I'm quite liking more about Astrid now. I have a feeling that I disliked her as a character in earlier books, but now I'm quite liking her, understanding her a bit more in that. I feel like we need more perspectives from Ling and Ava, I think's the other one, but really we're kind of going back and forth between Sarah, Neela, but not really, she's just kind of there, and then Astrid and kind of Becca. So yeah, I'd like some more input, but I thought this one would focus more on just one of the characters, so the fact that we've got a couple that we're going back and forth is better than I expected, because I would like to know what's going on like elsewhere as well. But yeah, I am liking it more. I'm finding it more enjoyable. Well, it's enjoyable anyway, but I'm finding myself like kind of a little bit more excited to pick it back up and continue reading. So I'm nearly halfway through, and I'll just carry on with this for the rest of the night most likely. I don't think I'm going to be picking up Lolita or anything new for the rest of the evening. But yeah, we're just going to get dinner started. I'm going to take my makeup off and then unwind, but we might watch a film again later, so I may or may not read a lot more of this, but I definitely plan to for the next half an hour or so at least. So I have been reading Dark Tide on and off today. I'm on chapter 33, page 216, and there was a bit of a dark word I wasn't quite comfortable hearing. Basically one of the characters have been taken to what is essentially a concentration camp, but I didn't expect them to use the word selection, which put me at an uncomfortable situation. They haven't spelled it with a K, so basically if you don't know, selection is it's not a term used anymore, and it's when the Nazis were creating their concentration camps. That's, you know, the word they used to select Jews, black people, disabled people, those sort of like, if that's supposed to be quotation marks, inferior people, so to speak, and that's the word they used. There was a whole situation where basically it's a word people don't use, it's not a nice word, nobody likes it, so the fact that they've sort of said it but without the K, it's just, I feel like they could have used another word. Like, yes, it's clearly a concentration camp, but they could have, I don't know, the author could have made it so it wasn't so hard hitting, because I think these are middle grade-ish books or whatever, and I feel like in this particular setting it isn't necessary for those words. Like, I understand learning and stuff and teaching people new words, but I feel like that was a little bit insensitively used, maybe. I don't know if that's just me, but I read it and I was like, okay, whoa. And then they use the term quite frequently in just over 2 pages, and I was like, why are you, okay, unnecessary. But yeah, I was a bit uncomfortable with that, but it's interesting. We managed to get a bit more plot from Ava, which I was really excited about, but it was literally 1 chapter, and as I was reading her chapter I really wanted more, so I would definitely like more Ava, because I really can't remember much about her from the previous books. And yeah, so that's my little update. Good morning all you cool cats and kittens. So today I actually got up at a somewhat decent time, put on a pretty dress because I felt like it. The sun's shining through again. I'm feeling so much better than I have been of late, which is a really nice feeling. And damn, look at that flush, look at that glow. And last night I stayed up till like, I want to say nearing 2 AM, and I could have finished it, I always say this, but I didn't. So I tend to get a bit scared when I have like a little bit left, especially because I seem to have a little bit left of books right like really late, and that's when I know I'm going to start losing concentration and falling asleep. But also I sort of low-key don't want things to finish, so it carries on unnecessarily for the next day. So this is how far I have come. I am currently on chapter 62, page 372, and I've nearly finished. So I'll be finishing that this morning, and I'm currently watching someone that I've just discovered on YouTube. Let me turn my brightness up so you guys can see her channel. She's called Ella's Novellas, and I'm watching her March wrap up, and she seems pretty cool. So I'm just checking out some of her videos, and I will most likely subscribe because I like her. And then I've got a bit of washing up to do, and yeah, I want to watch Liar. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but Liar was a show a couple of years ago on ITV1, and it's a really good show. It's about this woman who's a teacher, and she accuses of this doctor who she went out on a couple of dates with of sexual assault, and it's kind of the story there. And there's only like 6 episodes per season, but season 2 came out I think last month, and my friend Maria's like, have you watched season 2 yet? Have you watched it? Because we wanted to wait until all the episodes had recorded so we could just watch it back to back. She went, I woke up at like 3 AM this morning. Do you know why? Because I was dreaming about Liar. I need to watch it again. And I'm like, okay, I think she's telling me to watch it. She needs to discuss what went down. So yeah, I'm hoping to watch some of that today. As I said, I think I've already said I need to wash up, and then yeah, hopefully this early rising is getting me in the mood of going back to work this week. Yeah, this week, after the long bank holiday and obviously after my self-isolation. So I'm actually kind of itching to go back to work, to be fair, like for some purpose, to do something really productive. But yeah, I will speak to you shortly after I have finished this, and I'll let you know sort of my loose feelings and my rating. So I have some spoilery thoughts, so skip this if you're not interested in spoilers. But basically, I am very confused with Astrid. I feel like if she was originally in the blood binding spell, or whatever it's called, she would have been able to get some of their magic. Is that not right? I understand that she feels embarrassed and ashamed because that's how her culture has brought her up to be, someone who's weak for not being able to songcast and do magic as a mermaid. But it seems like my theory is confirmed, because it, like skimming down a little bit on the page, it looks like they're bringing her into the blood binding now, and that I think with the intention of giving her some of their magic, because they're all getting a tribute of the other mermaids. And I've got toothpaste right here. So yeah, I don't know why she wouldn't have thought that. Maybe she was just so much in her feelings when she ran away and sort of abandoned them in the last book. But yeah, I was just a little bit like, but surely, like, it seemed obvious to me, and this is where it kind of feels too young, because I heard someone say something similar for a different book recently on a reading vlog, but it's like the characters aren't getting it as quick as my developed mind is getting it, so it feels a bit young. And in that times it pulls me out the story a little bit, because I'm like, well, why isn't that obvious, you know? But yeah, I just thought I'd mention that. Okay, so as I'm reading on, I realised maybe I was a bit too confident in that assumption, but I do think it's going to come into play a little bit later. But thinking about it, I guess with that theory, then wouldn't that mean that Ava's eyesight would come back? But then at the same time of that, that's looked like a magical situation. But then there's a lot of plot holes that might ruin that theory, but we'll see. I do think that Astrid will find that because she's stronger, she will get some of her magic back. I think that's going to be a way, like woven in at the very end or something, or just when they go into battle. But yeah, that's those thoughts. I think I had something else to say, but I really can't remember, so if I remember it later I will let you know. Okay, I'm surprisingly done. All of this is quite deceptive. Most of these pages are like glossary and terminology and acknowledgements, and then there's like a whole stack of blank pages, which feels like really nice quality paper. Yeah, I'm done surprisingly fast. I thought I had a little bit more than that. I could have finished this last night if I had realised. I'd probably give this book a 3 stars. I feel like even though I struggled in the beginning to get into it because it was literal years since I was last in this world, I found a way to understand what was happening, slowly remembered things, which was nice. Did feel a bit young at times. I feel like I might have outgrown it a bit, but I enjoyed my time in here. It was enjoyable. 3 stars for me is a good rating. I just choked a little bit on saliva. Yeah, I don't have much more to say than what I said already, so it's not like the lengthiest review, but as you can see, I enjoyed it. There were some points I was a little bit about, but I will say I'm definitely going to finish the series. There's only one more book, I believe. I think it's a quartet, yes, 4 or 5 saga. Does saga mean quartet? No, it just means like a long story, I don't know, or something like that. But yeah, I'm going to see if I can find a copy cheaper on like Amazon or something, because I couldn't find it on Waterstones, and hopefully finish that this year, maybe. Yeah, I think it might be on my list of series to complete. We'll see. But yeah, I really enjoyed this book, so I'm probably gonna continue with Lolita now. I just need to look at the back of the acknowledgements. I want to just breeze over the terminology and that. I thought this was at the back, but I couldn't be bothered to keep flicking back and forth whilst I was reading. And then I might start a new book. I think I either want to start Lanny by Max Porter or the 3rd Trials of Apollo book. We'll see.
Will turn without us, and I'll be killing time like I might be a cartoon. Take it in real life like haiku. I know we got the good vibes when pieces fall right into place. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey, and I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes aren't funny, my tongue tied up on it.
This does not look promising.
Deep. Hold on. I just want to see how sorry I am.
Just a quick update. So I was on and off playing Animal Crossing. I've now finished the Bunny Day event. I got all my recipes, my DIY recipes, and got my little gift for taking part. And then I've also read, I'm on chapter 4, page, I think it's like 29, yeah, of Trials of Apollo, The Burning Maze, which is book 3. And I'm only on page 29, but chapter 4, so I guess the chapters are relatively quick, so hopefully I feel how I feel. Did that make sense? Hopefully I feel like I did when I was reading Dark Tide, and the quick chapters helped me get through it a bit as well, because I did think they were quite chunky when I was reading them, like the first 2 books in the series, whenever I last read them. And I've also been watching a little bit of YouTube, just catching up on some like March wrap-ups, finding some new people to follow on BookTube and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been a productive day. Been on the phone to some family and just chatting and stuff. And yeah, I'm gonna read on and off again for the rest of the evening, I think. So if I don't check in, that's probably what I'm doing. Either that or Netflix and dinner and YouTube. We'll see. Hi guys, so just a check-in and a closure for this reading vlog. Let me come out of the light a little bit. So it is Bank Holiday Monday. I've still got plenty of the day left, but I'm kind of caught up on Animal Crossing, inviting like new characters or new villagers to live on my island. So I haven't actually picked up anything to read yet, but just to close. So to start off this vlog, I was reading the Dark Tide book, which is the third book in the Waterfire Saga by Jennifer Donnelly, which I finished. I was also in the middle of reading Lolita. I haven't picked up any more of this yet, so I am still, I think, where I last left off on page 181. And I also started the 3rd book of the Trials of Apollo series by Rick Riordan, which is The Burning Maze, and I am currently on page 46, chapter 6. So yeah, I am happy with the reading that I managed to get done over this bank holiday weekend. I'm returning to work tomorrow, so I'm kind of eager to get like doing things again, but also nervous, because if I feel like when you have like a long time off, I get a bit nervous to get back into the rhythm of things. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this weird, isolated bank holiday weekend as well. Try to make the most of it as you can, and I hope you enjoyed this reading vlog. I shall speak to you in another video soon. Bye.